And thank you for joining Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, a little bit of a change. I'm still getting on with the lawnmower, so hopefully next week we can go back to that. But my son's rear brakes on his Volkswagen Scirocco were very, very thin, and he's had all sorts of problems with the rear brakes. So I decided to do that just one afternoon. So you'll see me starting off and just simply how you change the brake pads on the Scirocco. So eventually I said, okay, well, you don't need to see the other side. It's exactly the same. Well, it wasn't. That was about two and a half days ago. I had to wait for a part to come. Eventually ended up having to change the brake caliper. So I've already done it. I'm absolutely shattered from it all. I've taken the day off to be able to do it today. And so I'm going to also say goodbye now. So you just watch it through. So please see how I got on. It didn't go very well, believe me, and hopefully we'll be back with the lawnmower, the Hater Harrier, next week. So you take care. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Well, there we go. Back with the Scirocco again now. Lovely to see the granddaughter, but he's always bringing me presents. Unfortunately, that's as far as it goes for him. I've now got to put them on. I told him to come over in the morning. That would be lovely, cooler time. Now it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, very hot day, humid, and so I've got a lovely time to do this. So you might as well come along for the ride with me. We're just going to get these rear brake pads done. He seems to think they're on the metal, probably, knowing him. So let's have a look and see how bad these are. This vehicle is the bane of my life, but it's been very reliable, apart from the fact he's always hitting stuff. So but anyway, let's get these brake pads done, because they're very, very bad at the back there. It's not stopping at all, hardly. So let's have a look at those. So well, that's the wheel off. Now I would have expected a plastic cap on these caliper slider things, but no, it has to be different, doesn't it? And then the next thing, normally you'd get a hex drive in there, and that would come off. But I've had a little feel around. It looks like it's a 13 socket instead of hex drive. It's just to be different, don't they? So hopefully we get this on here. There we go. Oh, it's just going now slowly. We might be able to get a smaller socket on there in a minute once this gets going. There we go. Right. Okay, that's one done. And we do the same on the bottom. Right, I've got the top bolt out. The second one's just coming out, but would you believe that you can't get a socket in there? So no, I have to use a 13mm spanner and give that a tap with a hammer. But that's finally come out now. So there's the other one. We've got the other one out somewhere here. I'll find that in a minute. So hopefully it should just slide off now. Let's see what mess we got in there. There we are. Right. Well, they're certainly not down to the metal, are they? They're not very good, but not down to the metal. So, right, let's take the other one out. Here we go. There's the new pads compared to the old. Yeah, I mean, well, they're not down to the metal, but they're not far off. So I suppose it's worth changing anyway, isn't it? Now, so now we're stuck with the piston needs to go back in. So I've got this kit in a minute. I'll have to give all this a bit of a clean before I put it back. So let me just get this piston rewind tool thing, and hopefully we can get that back in. I have opened up the brake fluid reservoir, so hopefully it looks a bit low as well, so hopefully that will go up in a minute. So let me get the brake rewind and see if we can get that back in. I've got the right adapter for here. It's a number 7, if that's a standard size. Now I don't know if this is a right hand or a left hand, so we'll try this way first of all. Oh, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe we have to go the other way. Bear with me a second. Well, it seems that was right. It's this left-handed thread, but it's quite stiff. I've just had to get a little bit of help from the from this jack thing to help give a bit of leverage, but seems to be going now slowly inwards. There we go. Very stiff, but at least it's going in, I think. Not doing much good to this rubber boot though. Okay, let me have a look at this and then I'll come back to you. Right, after a struggle, taking ages to get that back in, the boot is actually folded back now. It's just starting to go on there. I think that's as far back as it will go. So hopefully we can get this over here. Might be stuck here, isn't it? Okay, that one's lined up at the top. Let's try and get it done at the bottom. Oh, God. Okay. Right, what did I do with the bolts? I lost one. Let's just get one in for now, even though we're near it. Get this one lined up. Get one in. Yeah, there we go, that's one done. And I'll get underneath and do the other. Right, finally all in. I forgot to mention I did clean up all this, the runners area. I did have a brush, well, a brush somewhere, but in the end I had to use this to clean up that, to slide backwards and forwards better. So that's taken over an hour, stopping and starting. So that one's done. Now I've got to go and do the other side. Don't need to see that one. So let's get on and I'll do the other side. I'll get the wheel back on and that'll do for this side. Well, that was yesterday and I said all I've got to do is just do the other side, didn't I? Yeah, well, there we go. The piston was actually seized in there. Finally got the actual, I got the piston out and cleaned it. I even had neighbours helping me because they felt sorry for me at 10 o'clock at night out here. No way would that piston go past a certain point, so I don't know. I mean, the brake pads were down to the metal, just not quite, so the brake discs are okay, but it's obviously seized and got hot or something, and it just would not go in there. I don't know if you can get a warp cylinder, perhaps, I don't know. But anyway, I've ordered a new caliper now and a new little pipe that goes behind it, and hopefully that will solve this problem. But yeah, of course, just a couple of hour job. Now it's also blocking my neighbour's gateway, but she doesn't need it, but I've just spoken to her. So I've had trouble getting the moped out or scooter out today. I've got to take that to work. So yeah, so that was my little half-hour job this side done. No, so I've ordered the parts, so I have to wait for those to come. Right, so there's me saying the other day, you don't have to see the other side, it's exactly the same. Just you know, maybe a couple of hour job, if that. So I came around here and this is the old caliper. This would not screw in. I had friends out here, using extra strength, it would not screw in. So I've had the feeling now that because this brake's got so hot binding, I think this, I might be wrong, but I think this might have been distorted, so it just would not go in, screw in at all. So I've had to bite the bullet and get a new caliper. Also getting this, I don't know if you can see it, the little pipe behind here, that will probably get broken. So I thought, well, better just get another pipe for that, just in case. So I should have been working today, but I've got the day off. So what I'm going to do today, change this caliper. Now it means bleeding the brakes and everything. So this little job turned out to be a nightmare, of course, with this car. So we are eventually hoping to sell it because I just can't keep up with it. He doesn't look after it. So Then we get some spanners and that and try and get this caliper off. But never in all my years of doing brakes have I ever had to replace a caliper. This little bolt here, I've had to WD-40 it, very stuck, but now it appears to be coming loose now. So we can get that out. I'm not quite sure how to get this handbrake cable out at the moment. It's got these clips that spring out to stop it coming through. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to hold them down and pull that out, but we'll come to that in a minute. So we'll just get this one out. This is why I thought I'd better buy another pipe for this, because no, my luck, this would go as well, wouldn't it? There we are, I think that's it, that's out. We can just bend that back, there we are. In fact, I think it has snapped, so that's good. Let's see if we can get that through there. There we are, right. Okay, so now, just stuck getting this blooming thing out. Just gives me a bit more room now. As you can see, it's got these little lugs sticking up, about 3 or 4 of them. Oh, there we go, that's one done, I think. Yeah, I might be lucky now. See if we can get that through. It's gone back again. Need about 4 hands here, so try and get each one in. Anyway, you can see what I've got to do. I'll concentrate on that for a minute. There we go, one absolute pain in the backside to try and keep all those 4 or 5 pins down together. But hopefully when it goes back in, it just clip in, we hope. Right, okay, so that's the caliper off. So there's the piston. Well, it's dirty now, but I cleaned it all up, polished it all up. You can see where it screws in there. And it does up to a certain point, and that's it. So I might be wrong, but I've got a feeling because the brakes were so hot with the brakes binding that might be distorted slightly or in there. So never mind, it's a new caliper, new little pipe. I'm just going to try and judge it same as the other one, and obviously that will go through there. So I'm just going to loosely tighten these up for now. It's just in there for now. We can adjust that a bit later on. Right, so what's the next thing we need to do? Bear with me for 1 second. Back with you now. Before I done anything, I've cleaned all this up with a wire brush and brake cleaner. These were sticking, the little slider bits, so they're now loose, so that obviously didn't help. So I think what we'll do, we'll get the brake pads on, and I think we connect everything up afterwards. So let's just get these last 2 and get this packet open. Whilst I've got clean gloves again. Right. Okay. Right, okay, so that's on. Okay, so we now get this on. Are we the right way round? I don't know. That's it. Let's get this top bolt in first. Now, if I didn't have this blooming caliper problem, this would have just been the job and done, wouldn't it? Okay, so just get this last one on. Okay, right, let me get these 2 bolts done up and that will be the caliper back on. Okay, so that's caliper now back on. I'll leave these 2 bolts to the end to tie up the line. I'll clip that back through, the one I had a bit of trouble with, the handbrake cable. So now I just need to hook that behind there. I think I used a clamp last time because it was off, but maybe I can just wedge that back with something and clip it on. So I'll get that clipped on. It just clips behind that little hole there, and that'll be the handbrake on, and then just reconnect the fluid lines, and then of course down to the brake bleeding then. So I'll just get this back on this cable, and then we'll come back to joining this up. Right, okay, that went on fairly straightforward. So now let's just get this in properly now. Might have to loosen this off. Right, let me just get this in. You can see what I've got to do is just get that in there, get that started, but it's not happening at the moment. So bear with me, let me get these in and then we'll be finished on this side, I think. Well, obviously that took a lot longer than expected. I have connected that up eventually. I was just worried about cross-threading it, but I managed to do that and it's not leaking. I was going to show you the brake bleeding of this. My father-in-law helped push the pedals whilst I've done it, but I've got to obviously do the other side because it's the rear section. So I'll get this, I'll just clean up in here a little bit, and then I'll take the other wheel off and then we'll do the brake bleeding on the other side, see how we get on. It's quite a useful little thing. It's made by Sealy. I got it yesterday. It's a one-man brake bleeding kit. You just put a little bit of brake fluid in there, and it instead of sucking air back up, it sucks fluid back up. But as you can see there, that's quite a darker green than it was originally. It's quite useful. It's got this little magnetic thing on there. Before I've had them where they just keep falling over. But I'm going to give this all a bit clean up here, so nothing is leaking now. Everything's connected, and then I'll get the other wheel off and we'll do a quick brake bleed on there, and hopefully that will be it. Right, okay, so that wheel's back on. I've got the other one off now, and I've also topped this up. It's always bloody awkward, isn't it, to get to. It's just right over the back here, but lucky enough I've got one of these funny funnels coming at an angle, so that's all topped up again. The little bottle fell over and without me knowing, and all the fluids all dropped out, but never mind. I've just topped it up again with fresh fluid, which is good, because if it sucks it back up, at least it'll be good fluid. So there, got new fluid in there again now, and you have this little plunger which goes into the nipple there, and push that in, and I'll get my father-in-law to do a bit of pedal pumping, and we'll see what we get out of this. Okay, that's all done now. Get the wheel back on, take it for a little test drive, and thank God, hopefully that is it. The handbrake, my father-in-law I just tried it as well. Before it was pretty much non-existent, but now it's come, you know, just a few clicks and it's on. So I'll get the wheel on, and that simple little job has taken well, nearly 2 days, and waiting for the part to come. So yeah, let's get the wheel back on and I'll take it for a ride. Stop recording.